Hey everybody, welcome to Saturday Night Hockey Talk. So we are going to talk tonight about, well, whatever you want to talk about. Geez, what did I advertise it as? I don't get the title anymore up there. We're going to talk about something tonight. The Montreal Canadiens 111th anniversary, I guess, or birthday, whatever you want to call it. Getting a big glare in my glasses. Hey, Shamir, how's it going? Trent, Quinton, David Roscoe is up at the top. How you guys doing? It's the Habs birthday, I guess. It's not a person, but I guess that's what it is, right? It is their birthday, 111 years, and part 2 of my videos should be coming out. Let me see, tomorrow. I'm hoping I'll get it done tomorrow. It's a long video to do. It took me forever to do the other one. I could not get a good take at all. I think I did 25 takes, and I just couldn't do it. I think I finished at 12:30 in the morning. Yeah, part 1. It was so impossible to get done, and I don't know why. I just kept screwing up, and I took a break, and I tried again, and I took a break, and it was like 11:30. I said, I'm going to do it. Watch, one shot, and I didn't. It took me another 6 times, and I got it, and it was like, It was good enough to put out. I'm not 100% happy with it. I would have liked to have done it again, but not after 25 times already. But it's a good video. I couldn't cover everything. It's impossible. It's amazing how much stuff is in the Habs history that, I just basically went through what was on Wikipedia. I had other sites, and I'll go through. There was just so much. So I think for the part 2, I might do more from a couple of other sites than just from Wikipedia. Maybe get different things in there. But I'm just putting in what I can fit in there. But there's so much. It's amazing. So now the part 2 should be a little bit better for me because there's going to be we started in 1964. So by the time we hit the 70s, now I know some other stuff. So hopefully I'll have more that I can talk about. But I try to be able to put in stuff that I knew about, and anyway, it is what it is. It's just that they have so much history; it's crazy. But I didn't even know. I didn't even know until I think I found out it was like 10 o'clock. On Twitter, somebody was talking about it. It's the birthday. I went, oh my God, perfect video. I was looking for a video, something to do, and it was longer than I thought. I was going to make it all in one video, but I said, no, it's going to be in 2 parts. Romanov is in Montreal. Yeah, I saw he was on the airplane. I guess it was last night. No mention of the barber pole jersey during the night. No, because I guess I went through their history of in the NHA. In 1912, 1913, they were in the National Hockey Association. I kind of just went through that really quick, because they had one Stanley Cup win, and they played their first ever game. But I didn't tend to dwell on that too much. And no, I probably would have just said like the other one. It's the 2 ugliest jerseys, in my opinion. The 2 ugliest jerseys are the globe, the blue with the globe on the front, and the barber pole just doesn't do it for me at all. Nope. I can see that, like, if you're wearing it as at home, but for the uniform, it doesn't work for me. Jason, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. Looking forward to hearing some of my anecdotes, part 2. Yeah, me too. I do that. Like, I'm going to write out the stuff, but then so the stuff that I just add on to it, I don't know what I'm going to say. It comes out. Every take is different. And that's why I don't like to do too many takes. Yeah, never mind, Jeff. I'm going to ignore you there. Hey, Rick. Happy birthday, Habs. Yeah, hey, Rob. Thanks for coming in. Sorry, should have seen you there before. Happy birthday, Habs. I'm probably going to lose my voice. It was going last night when I was doing that video. I did so many bloody takes. I swear I did over 4 hours of filming before I actually got it right. And it was like, okay, it was a 25-minute video, but all my takes were like 5 minutes and less. Between 3.5 and 5 minutes is where I would screw up. And so I did a lot of that, a lot of talking yesterday. Good sign Romanov is in Montreal. I don't know if it's I think he has to be prepared because they don't know what's going to happen with the upcoming season. But yeah, I mean, it's good-ish. I guess it's not a definitive thing though. I wouldn't look to that and say, well, he's in town. Other players are coming back and getting to their teams, but I don't know that it's definitive that something's gonna happen. But I'm hoping so. It's looking like something will happen, and we'll have some games mid-January, I would think, earliest mid-January. So what are we now? A little over a month to a month and a half, I think we'll have games. It's going to be quick. When it happens, it's going to be quick, I think, anyway. Hey, Jeff, by the way. Yeah, we all know you love that barber pole jersey. You know, I don't hate it as much as I thought I did, but I don't like the whole uniform like that. I don't like it. Besides, it's the wrong way. I don't know if it's the wrong way. Whatever. It just doesn't work for me. Anyways, fashion is subjective, so it's fine. I did a vid defending the barber, or my attempt at defending it. You did a video? When did you do a video? You got a channel that you do videos? Shamir, I didn't know this. Am I forgetting? You told me this and I just went out of my head. I'm sorry. What channel you have doing videos? I'm interested. Hey, Automatic. I like the reverse retro a lot. Me too. I like the reverse retro. I think my favorite jersey is the one they wore in the Centennial year. That was the white, and they had the baby blue stripe in the middle, pastel kind of. I think it actually is silver. I've always heard that as people describe that as silver, and I've heard a few people say that's their favorite. So you're not the only one. I think the New Jersey is awesome. I like the New Jersey too. I definitely like it. I think they wore it for an outdoor game as well. Blue, no, I don't think so. Oh, you're talking about, wait a second now. Oh, the white one. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. All I know is I believe that's a silver ring around on the arm there, the stripe. It's silver. My favorite is the white outdoor game jersey versus Ottawa a couple years ago. Yeah, it's rather specific. Usually my favorite is a white jersey and it has a Habs logo in the front. It's usually my favorite. The ones with the Habs logo in the front. I love those jerseys. I just don't like them if they have barber pole shit around their arms, and I don't like that. Or a globe. If it's a globe, I don't like it either. Oh, it's just your personal channel? Okay, you gotta share it. You gotta share that one day with us. Isaac, have you been keeping up with Cole Caulfield lately? I have been keeping up. He did. Am I correct? He had a goal and 2 assists in his last game. He's looking good. And should I bust Jeff on this one? No, but there is somebody I know that isn't really sold on him yet. And I think that goal and 2 assists in the last game should help cement that he's good. Yeah, I can't wait to see. I mean, he's a kid, he's small and everyone gives him that as a knock and he can't make it and all that. But, he finds a way to get things done. And he was struggling at the very beginning of the season. And he's found a way to to drive that offense. Because apparently I've only seen highlights there, so I don't know. But he's driving the offense for that team. And he's going to be a good one. I don't care what somebody that I work with says about it. I like the Colorado one. I like the Colorado one too, very much. Even though oddly, and I might have a better second opinion of it, but the Carolina one that they also went with the Whalers logo completely. So it looks like a Whalers jersey. And my knock was that they shouldn't have used that logo because I saw the Hurricane, the swirl in that color on that shirt, and I thought that's really good. That's what they should have done. And then yet for the Colorado one, I like what they did and having the Nordique logo on the front. So yeah, I like that one a lot. My favorite one though is the LA one. For me, the LA one is like I like purple, and so I like it. That's one of the reasons. But I just think to me it's just perfect. The colors from the old jersey, and then you use that newer when Gretzky got their logo. For me, it works so well. Hey, Shamir, thanks. I appreciate it. I'd love to check that out. Habs fan for life. How's it going? They effed up by not wearing. I would swear, but with the way YouTube doesn't like it, and the masters rule. So I don't swear here. But if you want to hear me swear, that'll be on the podcast when we start up again with the new name. We've got a new name. Everything's new. By the way, Jeff, check out the new artwork on the podcast. Just go. They're all loaded up. All the episodes have the new artwork. So they effed up by not wearing red pants, gloves, and helmets. Too much blue. But I still say if they do that, they're going to look like the Rangers. That's what I think. They're going to look like the Rangers. At least that's what I'm going to think. And I'm glad they didn't do that. So, yeah. More and more, Jeff and I I thought we agreed more and more, but it's good because for the podcast, I'm encouraged because I thought we agreed more than we do, but we don't agree as much as I thought we did. And that's always going to be good for the podcast. And it's always good for conversation. That's why we have great conversations when we talk on the phone. Because we don't always agree. On a lot of things, though, like when it comes to life stuff, Jeff and I do agree a lot. But I'm finding when it comes to hockey, not as much as we thought we did. But like I said, it's actually really good, especially for the podcast. I like reverse jerseys from Habs. They should keep that as a third jersey. Yeah, I've heard that. Do they have a third jersey? I don't think the Habs have a third jersey. So if they don't, that would be a good one. That would be a really good one. Lego Rocks 99 does quite a few update vids on Caulfield. I think I don't tend to watch the other guys as much as I used to. So, but yeah, he just did an interview. I saw a little bit of it. I think with Eric Engels, and I earlier today only saw that there was a longer version of it because it was only like 2 minutes or something that they showed. But then I saw there was like a 17-minute version, which I didn't get to check out yet, but I'm interested to see that. He's a very confident kid without too big of a head. It's not an ego-driven guy, but he's confident in himself because he knows what he can do, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So, but yeah, I can't wait to see him here. I just hope he plays some time in the AHL. That is, if the AHL plays, we don't know. We don't know who's going to play and what's going to happen, really. So, I feel he has turned into such a big playmaker this year compared to just sniping goals and getting fed at the dots. A lot of that has to do with, I think, the fact that he's pretty much the driving force now. The guys that were there last year, a couple of them left, like Turcotte left. Anyways, a couple of them left. So he's driving the offense. That's what I heard, which is great. I think that's going to be good for him. All about Habs. Hey, did I say hi already? If I haven't, hey, thanks for coming in. Hey, Rick, sorry. No, never have to be sorry for that. Creating the Thrashers in NHL 21. Okay. But you never have to be sorry. No one has to be on time or stay the whole length. Or, hey, everyone's got a life. Everyone's got a life. Can't wait to see Caulfield, Suzuki, KK, Romanov, all in the league, the core four. Yeah, I doubt we'll see that this season, but yeah, I would think at some point next season or the season after, Caulfield will be here, and then we'll see that. I'm excited to see Romanov and see just to actually see him in a Habs uniform. This kid's going to be really good. We've got some really good talent. If we have a little bit more patience, by like 2 more years, this team's going to be pretty awesome, I think. And like, even if you're worried and say, well, Carey Price, but Carey Price will still be good in 2 years, I think. And even if not, we have guys Primo coming up, I think, is going to be good. And I just can't wait to see these guys all together and see how good they're going to get all together. It's reminiscent of when I was a kid in the 70s. There were a lot of good players. I saw them come up. A bunch of them came up together, and they all got really good together, and it's kind of happening again. Shamir, I felt that Canadian Dad Complaints would have sworn a lot if you decided to go down that route rather than the hockey focus. I'm glad you decided to go down the hockey front. Great job you've done. Thanks, Shamir. I really appreciate that. Now, for those of you who don't know what he's talking about, when I first started, which is I'm almost at my second year anniversary, the 22nd of December, it's 2 years since I started hockey. I started a little bit before, but when I started Talking Habs was December 22nd of 2018. I started, my idea was to do Canadian Dad Complaints. Now, the reason for that was I was into, and still am, Letterkenny. And the Letterkenny guys kind of got started on YouTube doing Letterkenny Complaints. Literally, that's what it is. And you hear about Canadian Dad, or no, I don't know if I've heard that term before, Canadian Dad Complaints. But anyways, that's how I got to it. And I tried to do it, and I didn't do very well. But I did talk about a little bit of hockey in the few videos. I did more videos, Shamir, but I deleted the ones I didn't like. I only left a couple of the early ones. And the ones I did hockey, like 2 of them, they actually got like 25 views. And at the time, 25 views was like, wow. And so I thought, I guess I'll do hockey. And I can talk about the Habs. I thought at the time and realized I couldn't. And it took me a while to be able to. And now I can. But yeah. So that's how I got started. And that's what he's talking about. And if you want to, and I don't really encourage you to do it, because first of all, I'm thinner there. I've gained some weight because of COVID. So, it's just cringe-worthy. I'm horrible, and it's just dumb. I think. But if you want to see what he's talking about, they're there. Just go all the way back to the beginning, all the way down, and yeah, there's some early videos. I mean, you know what? If you want to have fun and laugh at it, and I don't mind, I get it. It's laughable. Go check me out in the early days, and every time I do something cringeworthy, you have to drink though. That's the thing. What's the new name of the podcast? It's called A Couple of Guys Talking Habs. So it's kind of linked back to the channel that way. And also there's another, I think, hockey podcast, but it's not Habs related, but it's called Coast to Coast. And it's just too tight. I'm just going to get confusing. Plus, I don't know if I could actually get the name. I never checked to see if if I could get the name without it being copyright. That's not the right way to say it. So I decided to change it. And since it's going to be mostly, unless we have guests here and there, but it's mostly going to be me and Jeff. And we're just a couple of guys talking Habs. And that's basically how it worked out. So, yeah. So that's how, that's the new name. I was going to do a whole thing and blah, 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 but we haven't been able to get together to do the podcast. And every time we do, we end up talking for like 3 hours, and then it's 2 a.m. and oops, we didn't do the podcast. But that's because we didn't have the right topic. But I think now there is, because they're really talking about we're getting closer to the possible start to the season. It looks like it's going to happen. They've come out with some stuff that now we can actually talk about, and it's not all speculation. So I want to do that. And we're going to do power rankings. So Jeff and I are going to come to a consensus, because we both have ours. We're going to figure out power rankings, and then I'm going to do a video on it. So we're going to do the podcast, figuring it out, and then I'm going to do a video with those rankings that we come up with. So ties it together and trying to promote it that way so people realize the YouTube channel and the podcast are tied together. And I think it's better that way. So yeah. So please, and nobody have no despair. The podcast is coming back. It'll come back very shortly, hopefully. Jeff, I think, is still in the room, but we've been having trouble getting, like, our timing hasn't been good. So hopefully in the next day or two, we're going to get that done. That would be awesome, because I think literally this time we do have stuff to talk about. I'm weird that way. If I don't have a subject that I want to talk about, that, you know, I'm kind of into talking about, I don't really feel like I'm ready to talk about anything. So it's weird. I apologize for that. And as we go along with it, though, you know, we'll get more. It won't be based on my feelings. Oh, Rick doesn't feel it this week. No podcast. I won't do that. We'll get into you know. Okay, let's get back to what you guys are saying. Let me scroll, because I was just looking. Habs helping out Team USA. The New York Rangers screwing Team Canada at the World Juniors. I don't think so. I don't think it's unusual that the number 1 overall draft pick doesn't go. Apparently, it's been 10 years since the last one did. So I'm wheezing tonight. I don't know. I don't know if I'm coming down with something. Matthew Kalidi. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Your Stat Guy. That's an interesting name for a channel, or our username. What are your expectations for Caulfield in the World Juniors? Good question, because it's hard to tell. They used him so poorly last time. I don't know, but I would think good. He's doing really well right now in college, so I think he should show well at the juniors, provided they don't, like, play him on the fourth line, play him on the point, on the power play, stuff like that. Then yeah, I think he should do quite well. This might be me being off the rails a little bit, but I see our team in like 2 to 4 years being legit cup contenders. I'm calling it right now. No, I don't think it's off the rails at all. Actually, I think I don't think it's even a hot take anymore. I think legitimately, if they keep trending the way they are, in 2 to 4 years, they are going to be a cup contender, because this is going to be a damn good team. It's very reminiscent of the early 70s when, you know, they drafted Lafleur and Robinson in the one draft. You know, you had Gainey, you had all these young players all together, and then they grew into that 4 cups in a row. And I see that happening here. There's some really good talent. There's some good talent coming, like, already in the pipeline. There's some good talent that they just drafted this year, and it's looking really, really good. Hey, Lou, I see you there. My ex-wife's in the room. How's it going? Thanks for coming in. I said that really formally for someone that's my ex-wife, and I was just there this afternoon. It's weird. I can be weird like that sometimes. To show how far this channel has come. Yeah, I could work harder at it, and it could be farther along. I always kick myself for that, but I work at a pace that I don't burn out at. So yeah, it works. I'd like to be more productive, but I think if I do, I'll just burn out. That's it. It's a young man's game, and I'm not a young man. It really is, and I don't make it as an excuse. This is a young man's game. So yeah, I just have to do it at my pace. I scrolled up for a second there, and I scrolled back down, and my God, there's a lot that came up after. We both don't want to feel like we had anything entertaining to talk about. Yeah, unless we feel like we're going to be entertaining. I think there's nothing worse than a boring podcast. Look here, I could be a little bit boring, which I probably am most of the time anyway, but at least you see me. You know, with a podcast, you're just hearing people. If you're just hearing people and they're not interesting, you're not going to listen. So there's a difference. You're like, here, you know, I might be a little boring, but I'm funny looking. I'm doing something weird. I got snot hanging down my nose, or like Giuliani, I got things dripping down my, you know, who knows? If that's happening, you could have a laugh at it. Something could be entertaining about it, but podcast, you got to be into it good. But I think this time we finally got stuff to talk about, because there's probably, I mean, if all goes well, and that's a knock wood, my head's made of wood. Yeah, there's some encouragement that things might actually happen. So we'll see. But there's still can they work out the money? If they can't work out the money, nothing's going to happen. That's definitely the linchpin there. But it looks like it's going to happen. And in the meantime, till they can work out the money, they're going to do all the other details and get that ready to go. So when they do get that money, we're ready, we worked it out and all that, then it can happen right away. So that's at least good, and it's encouraging, but it's not written in stone, and there's still a lot of room for disappointment to come. It might happen that they can't work it out, and I don't know. That would mean until like next October till we get any hockey. That's like crazy. So let's see. Randy, just passed the anniversary of Patrick Roy trade. Yep. I'm working on a video for that. And I know it's already a couple days past, but the problem was I didn't realize that it happened, right? That it was the anniversary. So boom, I was up early that day. Go, oh, look, I can get this done. And I read a really good article in The Athletic about it. It's a really good article. Answered a bunch of questions that I had about the trade that I didn't know about. And I went, okay, perfect. I'm going to start writing this. Well, I'm already 5 pages into it. And I don't even know if I'm a third of the way into writing it. So I decided, okay, I'm going to put this off. I'll write a little bit every day. Within a week, I'll have that, but it's going to be a long video. Might be another 2-parter, but yeah, I'm gonna be doing a video about the Patrick Roy trade, and just again, it just longer than I thought. I think it's really good. I have to say, I'm really proud of what I've written so far, and it is writing. I'm writing a script because it's so much. There's no way I'm going to get that out of the top of my head. So hopefully you guys will see it and you'll enjoy it, but hopefully I'll get it done, because I still have a lot of writing to do, but I will get that done. Let's see. We also don't want to have to go back on a bunch of stuff we said because the news changes. And you know what? The funny thing, you said that because the last time we spoke the other day, if we would have done the podcast, everything kind of changed the next day, because they started to say, oh, well, we're going to do this and this and this. Now we just got to work, and we had none of that to go on. And that would have been one of our topics. So case in point, that we held off enough time to say, okay, well, at least now when we talk about the NHL and the NHLPA, we have stuff to talk about that actually isn't like ideas about what might happen if they ever talk again, So, yeah, so that's another reason why I have this, I'm not going to say psychic thing, but I seem to know when I'm ready to do a podcast. And it happens with videos a lot too. I get a video ready, and then it takes me a day or two to get to it, and because I'm not ready for it. It's not ready. It's not the right time, whatever. And then usually when that happens, some extra news came up about it, whatever, I find something else I can add into it that's really important. It was like, you were waiting for that, and then it's ready, So I don't know. Apparently my grandmother on my mother's side was a witch, apparently. So I don't know. I've always had a bit of a psychic ability in that I seem to know some things, but I think, don't we all in a way, right? I think we all do. So I don't know if it's just, what do they call that? An educated guess. And I think it's a psychic thing. I don't know. But apparently my grandmother was apparently a witch. So yeah, whatever that means. I don't know. She didn't have she didn't ride on a broomstick or anything like that. And she didn't wear a pointy hat. She didn't. And she didn't have she didn't have a long nose with a wart on it. No. And if you put water, if she got wet, she didn't melt. So, but apparently she was a witch. Anybody else out there have any kind of story like that from, a grandmother, or great grandmother, or father, or whatever? Let me know. So that's Is that an interesting fact about Talking Habs? His grandmother was a witch. Let's see now. I don't know where to go with that. Do you think it's necessary to protect Weber for the expansion draft, especially if the Habs decide to protect someone such as Mette Juleson? Would Seattle even take on Weber's contract? No, that's a good point. And you know what? I don't think you need to protect Weber. I really don't think you need to, because I don't think that Seattle would. But why would they take that on? They don't need a captain that badly. They can find one from on another team. And do you really want? It's the reason I don't think they'll take Carey Price if you left Price exposed is that $10.5 million contract. That's an almost $8 million contract, especially when they're coming into the league. They don't know when that salary cap's going up. We don't know. So, I think it's pretty safe to leave him unprotected. So it gives you like an extra defenseman to protect. Or you can go with the 8 skater, 1 goalie rule. I don't know. It's 3 defensemen, 7 forwards, 1 goalie, or there's another option or 2, and they're not coming to me. Ghislain, how's it going, buddy? Matthew, daily reminder that Talking Habs is the best Habs channel on YouTube. If only that were the case, but I do appreciate it. And as I said earlier about fashion, that's also subjective. So where I usually try to downplay that when someone tells me that, but hey, you're allowed to think that. My ego won't allow my ego to grow and be like, oh, well, of course I'm the best. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But thank you. I do appreciate that. I think I've got a little work to go to get there, but the ride is a lot of fun. It is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work. It's frustrating, but it's also a lot of fun. Jeff, I think in 2 to 4 years the window will be closing again. You mean for Montreal? Depending. If these prospects and they keep drafting well and developing well, the window doesn't have to close that quickly. It depends how they develop. If they develop, I think though in general, this is what you mean. Salary cap. In a salary cap, I think it's just inevitable that your window has to close at some point because you can't afford everybody and you got to start again. But if you balance it right and you juggle and you draft well and you develop well, you should have a pretty steady supply of good young players that aren't costing you a ton. And if you can do that, you may be able to hang on to some of the older guys a little longer. And it might not be as necessary, but I think it's built into the salary cap system that literally you got a window and then you start over. Our window is the next 3 seasons. I think it's this where the words won't come. That's before the window starts to slide. Doesn't mean it's closed, but that's our best period. It's open, the widest. I agree with you there. I might go 4 years though with that, but I think you're right. But then it's just it starts to slide. Doesn't mean you can't win a cup as your window's closing though, right? So when Price got hurt in my series, I felt like one of my relatives just died. You're talking about the in the NHL. NHL 21, I guess that's what it is. We're in 2021. First line, number 4, Aurel Joliat. Number 7, Henri Morenz and Billy Boucher. Oh, Billy Boucher played with them? Okay, but Ghislain, for how many years? Because if I'm correct, Joliat and Morenz were together for like 10, 12 years, wasn't it? Let's see, they got him in 23, 24, and they sold him in 34 for 10 years. They were a duo for 10 years. I don't know if that Billy Boucher was there for 10 years, though. That's what I'm questioning. But I appreciate that because I did not know that answer. He wasn't traded until the 6th. Okay, I don't know where's that coming from, Jeff. The 2 to 4, the windows? No, I'm not sure why you said that, Jeff. Sorry. Over my head. I still highly believe that if Price didn't get injured, by the way, I probably skipped a bunch of people's comments. Just re-comment, or you can take a super chat, and you could possibly win. If you take a super chat to get interested, yeah, you're probably interested. You get entered into the contest to win this. So just to let you know, or just retype, and I will get to it. Let's see. Okay, I still highly believe that if Price didn't get injured, we would have gotten in the finals. It looked that way. It did, but I mean, it's still, that's nothing guaranteed there. But yeah, it looked like that. Hey, Rick. Hey, NHL Hockey News. I won in NHL Monopoly. Wait a second. You won in NHL Monday, 1.8 thousand. The Flyers, Penguins killed everyone. Sorry, is that gambling? Sports gambling? If that's the case, awesome. But I don't know. Wait a sec. I'm not sure what you're talking about. So you got to tell me exactly what you're talking about there. My stepmother is something that rhymes with which. Does that count? No, not exactly. That's a good one there, Jeff. Hey, Rick, if you could pick any Habs younger player and be certified he would hit a ceiling of potential, which one would it be? My pick is Suzuki. Yeah, I got to go with Suzuki as well. But you know what? It's kind of a toss-up. If you're going to say to reach their ceiling, either KK or Suzuki going to be good if they reach their ceiling. So I guess depending on who your preference is, but I would say for me, Suzuki. Billy Boucher was later replaced by Joe Gagnon. Oh, okay. Awesome. Morgan, hey, how's it going, buddy? Where are you? In southern Mexico. Awesome, buddy. Haven't heard from you in a while. How's it going? Roy wasn't traded until December. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that. So you still have time to get the video out on time. So what's it the anniversary of? Oh, the hockey game, the game that was the anniversary of the game. Oh, well, that's good to know. I have one more day. I'm going to work on it tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get that done because I got to get that done now, and I got to get the second part of the Habs anniversary. Montreal definitely dark horse this year. People won't see coming. I say that. I agree with you there. That's what I'm saying. People thinking, I don't know, they got them rated really low, and I don't know. Do people really see how good? I mean, they haven't played, so I don't know this 100%, but I really like the moves that are made, and I think we're going to see some really good stuff on the ice. I think we're going to see I think we got one of the better teams in the league. We're in the top part of the league, in my opinion, with this team right now. I don't know that we're a top 10 team yet, exactly, but I think we're right close to it. And that is my personal opinion. That still has to be proven out by play on the ice next season. So, this is my speculation or my opinion. Saw your Caulfield vid the other day. Oh, that's not mine. No, but my neighbor's friends have a neighbor who they thought was a witch. Oh, really? That's interesting too. I wonder why did they think that? That's very interesting. I have no proof for my grandmother, but I mean, I've heard it many times that's what is. So I assume that it's true. Do you know Billy Boucher has 5 brothers and 2 sisters? 3 other brothers also play in the NHL. That's right. Bobby Boucher, Frank, and George. And Bobby Boucher, there's the answer, Shamir, because it wasn't you that corrected me. So it was the brother. It wasn't the Billy Boucher, but I bet you Adam Sandler named the water boy after Bobby Boucher, his brother. Who I want to say Bobby Boucher was the older one, or was the better of the Boucher brothers? But I have a feeling that the water boy Bobby Boucher is named after the hockey player. The best water. Okay, well there you go. So I'm right. Right, because I thought it was Billy Boucher, and then Shamir corrected me, And then I should have known because I know he had a brother Bobby Boucher, but that's right, Bobby Boucher has to be. Adam Sandler likes hockey, so it has to be. Guess who played for Detroit that game versus the Habs that led to their Waugh trade? Mike Vernon. That's going to be if you're going to say the Mike Vernon stuff. I mean, we could say it. It's going to be in my video. I didn't really know that about if that's what it is. So is that what you're talking about, Shamir? Because Vernon was playing for Detroit. Alexander Sear, Bergie. What did we say something about Bergie? Bobby Boucher has his name on the Stanley Cup with Ottawa. Yeah, I would imagine. Somewhere. Anyway, I didn't know what team, but I would imagine. They were good hockey players in their day. Are you planning to get a reverse retro jersey? If so, who would you get on the back? Well, I would get, depending, I want to get another Habs jersey soon. I want to get a Nick Suzuki 14 in white or in the blue retro jersey, but I have a feeling they're going to be too expensive for my budget right now, and so I'll probably get Nick Suzuki in white. If I get a retro jersey, I'm getting Toffoli. I could have guessed that. Hey, David, how's it going? Shamir, Bergie. Okay, but why are you guys saying Bergie? What did I do? What's this with Bergie? We went to investigate a bunch of times, and it turned out to be an 80-year-old man. Whoa. They thought she was a witch. Oh, okay. Because they reported a weird smell from the house because the 80-year-old man. And they always heard strange sounds from the house like crackles. That's funny. Listen, that's funny. Hey, he could still be a witch, but then it's a warlock if it's a man. Marc Bergevin was in the lineup for the Wings. Oh, was he? Bergie was? Okay, now I get why you guys are screaming at me, Bergie. I didn't know that. I did not know that. He played for what? I think 9 teams, Bergie? It's a lot. He was a journeyman defenseman, that's for sure. Bergie played with the Red Wings that game. Guy Lafleur, I want to say Guy Lafleur, Lou was definitely not in the lineup. But if you're saying the jersey I'm going to get next, no, I'm planning on getting number 14 for Nick Suzuki, but I would get a Guy Lafleur, no problem. Matthew, I try to watch every vid, but sometimes I'm pretty busy. But I love your videos. Keep up the awesome work and stay safe out there. Thanks. And you give it right back to me. Yeah. Well, I try to, but it's not always that easy. Not always that easy. But yeah, I appreciate that. And listen, like I said earlier, I never expect anybody to have to watch all of my vids, to have to be here on time, to have to stay all the way through. You guys have lives like I do, and I'm not able to do constantly this. And yeah, I just appreciate that you guys give whatever support you do to the channel. So I never hold anybody to such stringent rules of you gotta be here all the time. So yeah, don't worry about those kind of things, guys, please. I think Golden Girls Rule is planning on getting a Caulfield jersey. Yeah, we got. You know what? And if he doesn't, we got to find out when Jeff's birthday is, and we got to buy him a Caulfield jersey because I really think he wants one. And I know he won't really admit that he wants a Caulfield jersey, but listen, guys, like anytime you want to send to the podcast any kind of presents, I know he would love to get anything Caulfield. Send it to the podcast. I'll get it to him. Don't worry. Let's get Jeff all the Caulfield stuff that he wants. Because, hey, I got your back there, Jeff. I'm always thinking about you. I'm telling you, I got your back. When we were like 10, we went trick-or-treating, and it was the man and his wife, and they turned out to be super nice. No cauldron inside either. You know, it's usually like that. You know, when people They talk about somebody or some house or whatever, and it's never like what people talk about. It never is. It shouldn't be hard. I knew you were going to come back with that, or you were going to say, yeah, get me all I want. None. Nah, I'm getting you some anyway. I'm getting you something, Caulfield. Yeah, good idea. Okay, you guys running out of stuff. What happened? How many are we? We're 19 in the room, and there's nobody talking to me now. I need some. I can't sing and dance. My voice is going, so I might make this a little shorter today because of my voice. As you guys can hear, I'm going to take a drink actually while I wait for you guys to do your part and contribute in the comments. I don't know why I got to do all the talking. How come you guys aren't over here talking with me? Okay. Enough of that silliness. Ole, ole, ole. I can't sing. Don't ask me. You guys are going to break your speakers. You don't want me to sing. How would you like Hoffman on the Habs instead of Toffoli? Jeff, do you want to answer that question, Jeff? I'm going to because I know Jeff's answer, and I know what Jeff is going to say will speak for me as well. Let's see now. I did know Joe Gagnon nickname was Black Cat. I've heard that before. Black Cat Gagnon. That goes that far back? Wow. Them's the early days of hockey. Although I believe supposedly was invented in 1875 here in, well, I think every province in Canada has a story where it was invented there, but let me see now. You can get me his jersey on clearance when he leaves town. Ha ha ha, that was a good one. Rick Buddy, do you like the new Colorado Avalanche jersey? Yes, I do. I like it a lot. It's a really nice jersey. Shamir, Toffoli leaves town before Caulfield does. I think that's the case, what Shamir says. There's a reason Hoffman not signed, and Toffoli is. How many rings Hoffman got? Okay, I wouldn't have been as nasty as Jeff is being right now, but I mean, yeah, Toffoli's the guy I would want over Hoffman. I have a feeling there's a reason Hoffman ain't signed yet. There's got to be a reason, and it's not just because there's kind of like they're not really signing anybody right now till they know when the season's going to start. I think that's what's waiting. But why didn't he get signed pretty quickly? So I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but there may be a reason. Rank these players in 5 years. Suzuki, Romanov, Caulfield. Wow. Oh, God, I got to think about that one. In 5 years. In 5 years, Caulfield's going to just probably be only 3 years into his career. So I'm going to have him third because he won't be at it very long yet. Based on offense alone, Suzuki 1, Romanov 2, Caulfield 3. In 5 years. We're talking in 5 years. And no, that's not 5. And I realized that after I put that up there, that's 5. Pleasures of getting old. Did you know that the first team to win the Stanley Cup was Montreal, but not the Canadiens because they did not exist back then? Yes, it was was it the Wanderers? Or probably not the Wanderers. The Montreal. It's funny because I just read this in doing the Montreal history. I saw it, but since it wasn't the Canadiens, I kind of bypassed it a bit and just like didn't read all of it, but just, this? Okay. And I can't remember the team's name. Hoffman not getting signed because of attitude problems. Well, listen, it's not fair for us to say that, first of all, because I haven't actually read that, but it's my assumption that that's what that is. But that isn't really fair for us to say that because we don't really know this. We don't know this for sure. But have to admit that is my assumption that it's an attitude problem. There's something wrong there that people don't want to go after, or he's looking for more money than they're offering right now. And that could be it too. Because there could be other reasons. So it's not really fair for us to make that assumption. But I think most people would assume that. I think because he did have COVID-19, that's why I think he isn't signed. Hey, listen, that's a possibility too. I don't know. I didn't hear that he had it. He doesn't have now, but he did. Okay, I didn't hear that. Montreal, it's not Malins, it's Maroons. Montreal Maroons. Okay, wait, what was that question? The first team to win? I don't think it's the Montreal Maroons, David. I don't think so. I love that name. I use the Montreal Maroons as my fantasy hockey name usually. Hoffman is a one-way player and thinks he's worth more than he is. Well, that's why I said that's a possibility, because I've heard that too from other sources, that he's asking for too much, or he's waiting out the offers that'll come. They'll get better. He's thinking they'll get better as teams maybe know what they need more. I don't know. Or there's a knock on him that we don't know about. And I would think it goes back to the thing with Carlson and his wife and Hoffman's girlfriend at the time, wife now. So I don't know. Ghislain, the AAA Amateur Athletics Association of Montreal. Yes, that was the first team. I think that's it. You nailed it. Nick Boucher, don't you think people will still pan out to be a great third line? Wait a second. Don't you think Paling? Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry, a typo there. Do I think Paling will still pan out to be a great third line center? Yeah, I mean, I don't see that he won't. But I don't know. We don't know until you make it, kind of, right? He hasn't done that yet, but he's also only 21. So he's not a bust by any means yet. And I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. I would have hoped that he would have shown that by now. I would have, but the truth is that, he's still got a few years yet to show what he's got. So there's nothing wrong with it. So I think he still has all the same potential he had before to be the center that we thought he was going to be. I think all that potential is still there. It doesn't change until, when he hits 25 and he's still maybe in the minors. I mean, then you got to say, okay, well, he's a bust. But until then, no, I wouldn't even consider calling him that. And once again, we hit the end of the questions. There we go. Thanks, Ghislain. He moved on the left wing with Laurent Dauphin and Yannick Bayeur on the right in Laval. Again, who are we talking about? I'm sorry. Are we talking about Paling? Yeah, wasn't Paling playing? Paling's playing center in Laval when he's down there. I'm quite sure he is. I would love Hoffman on our power play, but I think Toffoli fits in CJ's system better and still provides good offense. Yeah, I think so too, and a lot because I think Montreal's been chasing Toffoli for a few years. I want to say 3 or 4 seasons. I remember reading that they were interested in Toffoli. So I imagine that they talked to agent, whatever they tried to get. All about Habs. I appreciate it. Thanks. So I know that they were after him. So I like Toffoli, and I think Toffoli's a better fit because he can play all the positions. And never hear anything bad about his attitude. I don't think he's got any kind of scandalous stuff in his history. I like that kind of stuff, and I think I like Toffoli better. All about Habs. I don't want to enter the giveaway. Wanted to help. Well, I appreciate that. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to put you down as that. And then if you do get it, you'll have the option to say, well, maybe I'll give it away or whatever. Or you can say, give it to somebody else, and then we'll do it that way. But you'll get entered, so don't worry about it. And then you can give it, you can say who you want to give it to. Ghislain, Paling is playing, if I didn't say it, but thanks. I'm sure I said it, but yeah. Paling is playing with both Guido. It's Laurent Dauphin, isn't it? On the left, or Paling on the left, and Dauphin as the center. I don't know that Dauphin is a center, though. From what I understand, Paling is playing center in Laval, though. Which, I mean, look, if he's playing, he'd be on the left. If he's not playing center, he'd be on the left. So that would be the proper thing. And I have a feeling that if he makes the team next season, this upcoming season, he's going to make it as a left winger and maybe not a center. So it's a possibility even Montreal doesn't see him as a center. I don't know. But he's not a bust. Let's get some hype for All About Habs. Yeah, listen, I mean, you can give it to somebody else that's on the channel, or you can, if you win, you can give it out as a present, or I'll give it to somebody. That's up to you. But I mean, I'm still going to put you in the drawing for it. Let's see. Both Paling and Dauphin can play center and left wing. Well, there you go. I don't know that Laurent Dauphin is a legitimate NHLer other than a fourth liner anyway, whereas Paling at least still has potential to play higher than fourth line, I would think still. So, yeah, I would think I think Paling's got a really good shot to make the team this year. I think they would like him to because he saves them some money against the cap. So, yeah. And Bergevin has said that to kind of expect to start seeing the younger kids, and not just in Montreal, but around the league, making those bottom lines and the third pairings because the teams need to save money with the cap the way it is. And they're going to give their young players that aren't expensive every opportunity to make their teams. So, yeah, I think Paling's going to get a good shot at it, and we'll find out if he's ready or not. And if he's not, he'll play in Laval. Both Paling and Dauphin can play center and left wing. But All About Habs, I don't want to take away that gesture. That was a really nice gesture. I do appreciate it. I'm not trying to play that down, but I think you should still be in the drawing. And I'm probably talking way too much about it, so just leave it alone at this point. Okay. I think Paling would be good. That's my phone. Would be good on the wing. That keeps... Wait a second. I got to read that again. I think Paling would be good on the wing. I don't know. Did you write that right? I'm reading it badly. I think Paling would be good on the wing. That keeps Evans at center. That keeps Evans at center. Yeah, I don't think you needed that have. Helps us stay under the cap too. Yeah, well, I think Evans will be the center with Paling on the left wing if he makes the team. Do I think VGK or Montreal won the Suzuki Pacioretty trade, or was it a win-win? Oh God, no. You know what? It's an odd win-win though. I think Vegas is happy with Pacioretty and all that. So I'm not saying they feel, well, we lost, but I think as far as talent-wise, and I think impact to the team, I think Montreal won that by far, personally. No, did this jump up? Where am I? There. Oh, yeah, I forgot, David, you did ask me about this for this glass, but the people in the drawing, if you take a super chat or you take a membership, that's how you get entered. You were asking me how you get entered, so I'm not sure you're able to do that. So it might not be a contest for you, buddy. If Evans and Paling make the team, then Wheel or Byron are unnecessary. Yeah, definitely. And that's how they'll make the cap space is they'll get Wheel they can put in the minors. I would think. And Byron, I don't know how easy he's going to be to move, but I can see them moving Byron. And, like a place like Ottawa can handle the salary cap, his cap hit, and he's from Ottawa. Maybe he'll want to go there. If Vegas wins a cup next year, the trade was worth it to them. Yes. So I think it was, but I think there's still a little Like, oh no, we lost Nick Suzuki. We didn't know we had something in him. But I know I think it's worth it to them. They're still a top team. They're still going to be a contender. I think they're going to do really well next season. Yeah. What do you win again, Rick? It's a glass. It's a pint glass for beer. And we're at an hour. I'm good to go, but my voice sounds horrible. I don't know if I'm coming. Like I've got. I don't know. It's my nose is stuffed a little bit. I woke up like that this morning. Had a bit of a COVID scare recently. Somebody that I walk the dog with probably 2-3 times a week. Her son has classmate that had COVID, was diagnosed, was tested positive for COVID. So when I heard that and we're walking, and I was like, okay, I didn't know that. I backed up and everything. So they went for tests, but they're supposed to get them back today or tomorrow. So I don't know. So it's a bit of a COVID scare because she walks around without a mask. I always have a mask on, but still. So when I'm getting the sniffles like that, or it's kind of like a stuffy nose, and I woke up with that this morning. It's kind of worrisome, even though it's probably nothing. It just, that's where your brain goes. Let me see now. Where was I? Oh, kind of. I thought I saw something about Joe Nieuwendyk. Kind of remind me of the Ginla for Nieuwendyk trade. Yeah, I guess that's a good point, right? That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah. That was Dallas, wasn't it? Nieuwendyk to Dallas, Ginla to Calgary. And Nieuwendyk helped them win a cup there, if I'm correct. And we all know that Ginla was a great player for his whole career, pretty much, if not his whole career, in Calgary. I'm not. It's a picture of David. What's that? A glass with what's inside that? They knew what Suzuki is. They just needed to get a scoring winger. No, I get that, but I don't know if they fully knew what Suzuki was. But if they did, hey, listen, and they were willing to do that to get Pacioretty, then, yeah, I think it's a win-win then because they got what they wanted, and we got what we wanted, that's for sure. Thoughts on Anderson Domi trade? What have I said about it before that I haven't? Well, I mean, I like the trade. I think Anderson provides something that's not here right now, and that's that big, bruising, offensive potential winger that's going to open up a lot of room for that second line. So Suzuki and Drouin, they're going to have a lot more room with Anderson on their line. That's if, let's put it this, whoever Anderson plays with, he's going to open up a lot of space because of the way he plays, the game he plays, the size he is. The fact that he can take on Zdeno Chara and not lose and not win, but not lose either. Yeah, so I think Anderson, that's great. And there was no room here for Domi as a center. There was no room, and Domi was expendable because of that reason. And what are we going to do? If I have my choice on this team between Domi and Danault, I'm taking Danault because of what Danault brings on the defensive side that Domi is not going to bring you. And I think there's other players that can give you the kind of offense that Domi can give you. I think we've got enough other guys for that. So, yeah, I'm kind of happy with that deal. I think it is a good deal. And I like Domi, so it's not a knock on Domi. I don't hate Domi or anything like that. It just, I think that's a really good trade for Montreal. Okay, wait. Hey, Rick, I'm starting my own YouTube channel. Awesome, buddy. Awesome. Any tips on what I could upload? Me telling you that's not going to help. Look around at what everybody else is doing and get a feel for what you feel comfortable putting out there. and start with that. Do stuff you're interested in, do stuff you're passionate about, and it'll come across. And that's really all you want to do. And do stuff that is you, not stuff I do. And that's a lesson that took me a long time to learn. Don't try to be somebody else. Be you and do your stuff. Whatever you're comfortable doing, whatever you feel is your strong point. And and don't really worry too much about what other people are doing. Like, I'm not saying look at other people to worry about, oh, well, they're doing that. See what people are doing, see what the interest is out there, but be yourself and do what interests you and you're passionate about and you can give a lot of energy to, and that's what you should do. Do you ever think that down the line with Sidney Crosby aging, we will see him in a Habs jersey? Yeah, well, last season I did a video where I think it was called 10 Things in the Next 10 Seasons. And one of the things was Sidney Crosby signing for his last season after his current contract runs out. I honestly don't think it'll happen. But it would be nice. It would be interesting. And that's only if the team has an open spot. And when I did that, we weren't the best. And it looked like, well, we'd be able to have Sidney Crosby. But if things keep up the way they are now, well, we might not have a spot for an aging Sidney Crosby. Oh, wait, David, I'm reading what you said, and I got confused. Dave, wait a second. Hang on, guys. Sorry, I know because where did that comment go? Did I send you the right one? No, David, you didn't send, but it would show up. And yet it costs money to do that, so I don't think you did that. You have to pay for that. So that's why I said I don't think that's something for you. Okay, now I see where I was. Randy, no, I don't really want to talk about politics or COVID right now. It's bad. Everything's bad, and I don't really want to talk about it right now. Caulfield delivers in both back-to-back games. Did he score tonight? Is there a game tonight? Here. Okay, we got that. Oh, I had gone farther down. I see what happened here. That's why I'm confused. I don't know. Don't know. What do you know? You didn't send a super sticker. I would see it. It shows me when somebody sends one of those. Imagine if Suzuki was still with VGK. Oh boy, 100% cup win for them. Yeah, in that, I wonder if they're a little, if they'd rather have him now and have waited, I guess, the 2 seasons. I don't know. I have a feeling they'd rather have Pacioretty contributing now or over the last 2 seasons. They're probably pissed more about Thomas Tatar getting his groove back in Montreal. That guy cost them a first, second, and third round draft pick for nothing. And they're also they're paying $500,000 on his salary in what do they call that when they hold back? They retain half of $500,000 of his salary. So yeah, I think they're not pissed at what he's doing. I think they're just pissed that he wasn't a fit there. They shouldn't have made the deal in the first place to get him. But I think they're fine with him that he's gone. They got Pacioretty. I think they're fine with that part of it. Excuse me. We have to thank Bergie for that. Mikhail, how's it going? Suzuki isn't ready to lead a team like Vegas to a cup. He needs to be on a young team that will grow with him. That's probably true, yeah. Also, Domi, who is a diabetic, have more complication if they catch COVID. Well, that's for sure true. And they're now he's in the States, though, where it's worse. So I don't know. And didn't there was a problem there with Columbus, too, they had to shut down their facility, even though I don't think players were there at the facility, but they had to shut them down. I thought it was Columbus. How well do you think Joel Teasdale will do in the AHL? I'm totally unknown because of his injury. It was such a long-term injury, and his development is a little behind, I would think. I wish him the best. I think Teasdale was a really good prospect, and he could be again. And we'll see how he does. I would imagine by now, because it's been a year and a half since he hurt himself, that he must be fully recovered. Vegas isn't upset about Tatar because they got one of the best wingers in hockey after Tatar's cap hit was traded. Mark Stone is worth it to them. That is a very good point. That is a very good point. You said my avatar reminds you of the old Maisland logo. It sure does. It sure does. And I don't know if I could find it somewhere to show you, but do you know Maisland Transport? We're talking back in, I don't know that they ever really changed their logo, but back in the, I guess as late as the early 80s. Let's talk about Bell Center hot dogs. Yeah, that they took the original form, because the form had great hot dogs, and they took those what do you call the grills? They took them all over to the Bell Center. That's why the Bell Center has such great hot dogs, and they do. They have really good hot dogs. I've been trying to make better quality videos and constant custom thumbnails. That's the way to go. That's the way to go. Always try to get better at, even if it's just one aspect of the game, just always try to get better at it. Ronald Garner, have you considered buying the reverse retro jersey for the Montreal Canadiens yet or no? Well, I can't really afford it right now. It's hard to reach out and find one from what I understand for the retros. But eventually one day I would like to. We can also talk about Forum hot dogs. I'm glad I had one and love them. It's the same. It's the same, like it's the same hot dog. It's the same grill. I find them virtually, I don't think you can tell the difference between a Forum hot dog and a Bell Center one. Excuse me, guys. I couldn't help coughing. For me, it's really complicated to be in the NHL today because competition is enormous. Minor superstars are struggling. Just watch Jonathan Drouin. Yeah, well, listen, athletes, it's not easy to be an athlete. And I think with Drouin, a lot of confidence. And hopefully we'll see some, he'll be playing on the line with Anderson. Anderson's going to give them some extra space. And we'll see, I'm hoping, an improved Drouin this time for good. Don't worry, I'm not a Sabres fan, a Habs fan. Oh, you can be a Sabres fan, so that's fine. I'm glad you're a Habs fan, but if just as important if you're a Sabres fan, just as important to me because I like having other fan bases in here as well. Man, that Coyotes jersey looks amazing, but of course the Habs look great too. I'm not sold on that Coyotes jersey. I don't like the bottom. It doesn't go with the purple for me. But again, it's subjective. You like what you like. I like what I like. That's fine. Let's see now. Check out my video from our trip to the Bell Center a couple seasons ago. The hot dogs are awesome. Yeah, if anybody wants to check that out, Goalie Girls Rule. Is that the name of the channel? I believe so, on YouTube. And he's got a few videos out there. Do I live in Montreal or are you a fan from another city? I am a Montrealer. It took me some practice to make my thumbnails. They used to suck, still not the best. The only way to get good at them is to do them. It's the only way. And you should see my first thumbnails. Oh my God. They are horrible. And I've gotten better. And then I get thumbnails that I do today. I guess I was thinking, I get them wrong. I assume they're going to be nice because I like them, but it doesn't always work that way. Just because I like the look of it doesn't always work that way. So, yeah. Like my last 2 or 3, I like the cartoon stuff, and it doesn't seem to go. Is there one player that has... Oh, I'm going to scroll up for that. What's going on? Oh, I'm getting so many questions all of a sudden. Is there one player the Habs could acquire that would cement their chances to make the playoffs, in your estimation? And who should they give up to achieve that trade? Well, I think they got a pretty good chance right now. I think they're going to do well to make the playoffs right now. I don't think they need to do that. No, you know what? I like the team we've got right now. I think we're going to make the playoffs. So I don't know how to answer that. I haven't really thought that out. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, honestly. But I think they will make the playoffs now. I don't know that we need to cement that anymore than is now. I don't even think Jeff's in agreement with me on that one. But I do. I think they're going to make the playoffs pretty easily. Well, I say easily. That's not fair to say, but I think they make the playoffs. Not as I guess what I'm trying to say is not as a wild card team. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I think they make the playoffs and not as a wild card team. Do I like Putin? Well, I mean, who doesn't like Putin? Is there people out there that don't like Putin? Oh my God. This is turning into the Talking Caulfield channel. Oh, why is everybody bothering you about Caulfield? Really? That's not nice. Let's see now. I'm scrolling back down. I don't use Photoshop. I don't know how to use Photoshop. I use TubeBuddy. George. Hey, George. From Valdosta, Georgia. No. Really? Wait, I saw that name. Why is that name familiar to me right now? Who's there? There's something with the elections. Isn't that what all that's going on with the recounts? Sorry that I am so late, but I know that you have been only saying what I agree with. Well, that's nice to say. Are you really in Valdosta, Georgia? Isn't that where all the recounts are going on for the Georgia recounts? Why the New Jersey and Edmonton, Jeff? Did I miss something? I don't remember why that would be there. Matthew makes thumbnails if anybody needs. I do my own, so I can't anyways afford to farm them out, but I want to get better, so I'm always trying to get better at it, and I just do all my own. What's my second favorite sport? It used to be baseball. I don't think I'll ever say football is one of my favorite sports. Behind that, I'm going to say golf because I was a decent golfer. Personally, I just hope we got hockey this year and the Habs been competitive, but nothing is set in stone. No, nothing is set in stone. But right now, it does look good. The pandemic is stronger than anticipated, or does not look good. I don't know that it means. I don't know. I think if it gets worse, if the pandemic gets a lot worse, then that would. But I think we're going to get hockey, and I don't think even the pandemic is much of an issue as far as that part of it, like where it's bad and where it's not. I don't think that's an issue for the NHL at this point. Absolutely love Putin. Who doesn't? Regardless if you're Canadian or not, why would someone not like Putin? Oh my God, 100%. So as soon as we find out the start of the season, I'm going to have I'm going to have many hockey YouTube channel prediction each month. And would you like to do it? I'll assign you a month, but I'll let you know more about it. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean, but yeah, let me know more about it and I'll let you know that I'm interested. But initially I'm interested. Do I watch golf? At times I enjoy watching golf, but I haven't lately. But I enjoy watching golf. I love playing golf. I like. When I was a kid, I used to watch golf when I was a kid. So I like when I say kid, like 10 years old and 8 years old, I used to watch golf and liked it. My dad was a really big golf, if I say big golfer, it sounds like he was a famous golfer. He was not. My dad loved golf. He played a ton of golf. He was a scratch golfer when I was a kid. He didn't teach me how to play golf when I was a kid. He taught me starting when I was 17. I started learning at 17, and when I'm playing regularly, I wouldn't say that anymore. When I was younger and I was playing regularly, I was a decent golfer. Now I would have to relearn a swing and all that kind of stuff because my shoulders and all that kind of stuff. I have to learn how to swing again for my shoulders and my back too. So yeah, it wouldn't be good. I don't think I can play golf anymore. It's a shame. I love golf. I love going to the driving range. I love all that stuff, but I don't think I could do it anymore. The only problem with me being a Habs restricted channel, although I made 2 statistical videos, it's very hard since I can't report big trades or anything, which makes it a bit harder. Well, let me say this. It is your channel. You can do whatever you decide to do on your channel. This is what I'll say. If you want to do and report all that, do that. Just do it on a consistent basis so that people won't be going, oh, this is the Habs channel. I don't see anything else on there. And then all of a sudden, oh, you're doing a couple here. And they go, well, I don't like that. Just do it on a consistent basis and keep to that. And people won't complain. It's when you change it around a lot. Because I started out just Habs, just Habs, just Habs. So when I wanted to do some NHL, it was too late because people didn't want to see NHL from me. That's just the way it is. So I don't do much NHL. Just a tiny little bit, but not much. And when I do something that's specifically NHL, it doesn't usually do good on my channel. It just doesn't usually do good on my channel. So if I want to do NHL, I've got to do a different, I've got to go different channel. I got to make a channel just for NHL. So yeah. But I would just say, just do what you want. Just do it consistently. That's all. Consistency, by the way, biggest thing to do to be as a YouTuber is to be consistent enough so that people know what you are, what you're doing, when you'll be on, basically, and be consistent like that, and you'll do well. There was a comment that just got removed. I was going to allow that comment. What happened? Okay. So you have to predict the standings awards for the month. And a little more. Trying to make it up. But I'm pretty sure I got a good idea for it so far. Predict the standings and awards for the month. Okay, well, let me know a little bit more about it. When you got the idea down, let me know, and I'll let you know if I'm gonna if it makes sense to me and I think I can do it. I don't see why not. East Coast Putin, Donaire Putin. Yeah, I don't know. Is Putin as good in Nova Scotia as it is in Quebec? I don't know. Link to the podcast. Yeah, by the way, anybody wants to subscribe to All About Habs, yeah, give a link. Let people know how, unless you don't want people to. But if you do, advertise yourself here tonight, no problem. Besides, anyway, we've got another 5 minutes left. So don't waste time. If you're going to do it, do it now before we're off. Link to the podcast, new one coming soon, where we power rank the league and argue the rankings. Well, we might argue just a little bit. Well, because we both did an initial. Jeff, by the way, is talking about the podcast, and we're going to do a power rankings, like I said earlier. So we both done an initial run through and of the teams, but he showed me his, and I happen to know we don't agree on. I think I think it was 1 or 2. That's it. That we agree exactly, and then we're close with some, but there's some we're really far apart on. So yeah, we'll have a little bit of arguing and a little bit of Friendly arguing, though. It's not going to get nasty. And yeah, it's going to be fun. So that's the podcast. We will, it'll be out there. I'm going to post it everywhere. It'll be always in the link. There'll be a link for the new podcast every time. In my description, there's a link for the basic site for the podcast on Anchor. But every time we do a new one, I put the link in the new videos separately. So, yeah. Hey, all about Habs, no problem. When you come on here, I don't mind if people promote themselves in general. Just ask me first, because maybe I'm doing something and I don't want that to happen. But if it's nothing important going on, yeah, let people know that you've got a channel, and let's support everybody. It's not competition here. We're all colleagues. Everyone, there's so many people on YouTube that there's enough people to watch everybody's videos. Hey, David, have a good night, buddy. Yeah, I'm going in a couple of minutes. My voice is starting to really go. It says I can't send web links. Really? I don't know if it's a setting that I have. I can't tell from here. I don't know if that's a setting that I have. I apologize for that. If you want, just type it in. I don't think it'll stop you if you type it in. If I'm wrong on that, let me know, because I think you should be able to type that in. Just you back in the days, 1920s, 30s, the NHL have a Canadian and American division. 1920s and 30s. I don't know. Honestly, I think so. I don't know if there were enough Canadian teams, though. There weren't enough Canadian teams in the NHL to have. Although in the 20s and 30s, that's a good question. I don't know. The Habs the hockey community on YouTube is also really good in general. Red Raptor. We got the Shamir. We got the trolls starting to come in right at the end of the podcast of the stream. That's okay. That doesn't bother me. They wait till the end. It doesn't bother me. I'm tripping over my words. It doesn't bother me so much. All right. So I'm at the end of the comments. We're 2 minutes away from closing up. So I'm going to say goodnight, because as you can tell, I'm just about with my voice. And yeah, I think I'm done for the night. I always get tired at this time. Once I hit the hour, you guys must notice it. I get really tired. Thanks, everybody, for being here this week. As always, we will be back next Saturday. I will get some sleep, because I don't – ask Jeff. I fell asleep. We were talking on the phone. I fell asleep while we were talking. It's because Jeff talks so much that I couldn't – no, I literally did. I fell asleep. I woke up – I don't know how long after I fell asleep, but he was long gone. He was already in bed himself. Yeah, it happens. And you guys, on that fateful night when that happened here on the live stream – so before that happens again, I'm going to say goodnight. Thanks, everybody, for being here. As always, please look out for the second part of the video that I did today, the Habs anniversary video. And I'm going to be doing the Patrick Waugh video. And the podcast is going to be coming out very shortly. The next episode, look out for that. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, y'all. And I'll see you next video. And peace out, everybody. Have a great night. Bye, everybody.